Okay, I don't know why I did that, but anyways, the reenactment, the spear of Longinus, from which were seeds that Adam had planted, and he even slept on them under his pillow. So a lot of things are reenacted over and over through history, basically. So by Yeshua's blood and water pouring out this time, that reconciled us back to our original parents, not to Cain or to the fallen angels at all, and back to paradisical Edenic restoration, which the Isle of Paradise is not in this dimension anymore. So it's more like Avatar tree, basically, that's still up there. Because the serpent went into the hollow of the tree and was kind of like a white Quetzalcoatl creature that had like half man and half snake features, and tried to lure Adam and Eve into the hollow of the tree to fall, literally fall down these lower dimensions. So lots happened in our history, and I'll close up these thoughts, but this epic age is coming to a closure, and I have no doubt about that. And all that's happened in the folds of this fabric in space and time is just coming in prolific wave sinks. And the sovereign Lord exists outside of the dome. And he's not subject to time and space like we are here in our contract to come here and experience this subjective multiple reality terrarium, I guess, that we're under. But he is fully capable of shaking everything off of this plane, of opening up the dome, flooding the water, burning the earth again, all of that. But things are just allowed to play out until the end of the age, to play out its course, to prove at the end that he is a kind and just creator that sees all and hears all and knows all and records everything. We can't escape any type of thing that we do here from not being recorded. We can't hide anything from here. We can't even hide our thoughts from God. So, no one can bypass this or escape the great white judgment seat, our final judgment. So I'll leave you with these thoughts that the wisdom of the Lord of Spirits has revealed himself to the holy and the righteous, and they're hated and despised in this age of righteousness. Those that are the elect that are being gathered right now. All of its deeds and ways they've hated in the name of the Lord of Spirits. In his name they are saved. He's the vindicator of their lives. In those days, downcast will be the faces of the kings of the earth. The strong who possess the earth because of the deeds of their hands. He will cut down the strong and the fat. Only those who are sealed in him will remain. If you have the seal of Yehovah. They were slaughtering his elect in some of these projects, especially at Montauk, and his children. So many things and many prophecies have been fulfilled already, and we are well into the apocalypse and revelations, in my opinion. So it says, on that great day of the tribulation and distress, they will not save themselves. Into the hands of my chosen ones I shall throw them, as straw into the fire and as lead in water. They'll burn before the face of the Holy One. They'll sink before the face of the righteous, and no trace of them be found on the day of their distress. There'll be rest on the earth. I saw a spring of righteousness come forth. It was inexhaustible, and many springs of wisdom surrounded it. All the thirsty drank from them and were filled with wisdom. Their dwelling places were with the righteous and the holy and the chosen. And that hour that Son of Man was named in the presence of the Lord of Spirits, his name before the head of days. His name will be a staff for the righteous, that they may lean on him and not fall. He will be a light of the nations, a hope for those who grieve in their hearts. Before them they'll fall and not rise. There'll be perpetual Sabbath. There'll be no more need for sun or moon or these artificial systems that try to mimic that. Those original luminaries. There will be no one to take them with his hand and raise them. They've denied the Lord of Spirits and his anointed one. Blessed be the name of the Lord of Spirits. The Son of Man sat on the throne of glory. The whole judgment was glory given to the Son of Man. He'll make sinners vanish and perish from the face of the earth. Those who led the world astray will be bound in chains. In the assembly place of their destruction, they'll be confined. All their works will vanish. The fallen angels will be judged from the face of the race of the earth. There will be nothing corruptible. Then all evil will vanish from his presence, and the world will go forth and prevail in the presence of the Lord. So I look forward to that day, and I hope that you will too, because we're starting up in the winding up scene now, and time is sped up for the elect's sake, not because of time manipulation projects. The Lord's not slow to fulfill his promises, and some count slowness, but he's patient towards you, and he doesn't wish that any should perish, but that all will reach repentance. And Peter talks about this incessantly. And God created Israel as a testimony that through that nation would be the sake of others. They were the ones who accepted his precepts, and its covenant relationship formed there. And that's a means of facilitating that objective that God and the people of earth may have unbroken communion as a priestly nation. So the law was given to show people how to live, how to draw closer to him. And there's the earthly Torah and the heavenly Torah, which will be revealed at the end in the tabernacle and the ark of his testimony, and what all the letters mean and all the spaces in between of matter. So that unfolding will be for those who chose to serve and love their Creator. And that will be a great, great thing to witness. So you want to be there. So, his covenants help reveal his holiness and his standards of righteousness, to have relationship with him, and a means of purification to satisfy those standards. And that still stands in the Levitical canons. And it helps to set people apart too, because all authority in heaven and earth has been given to him. And it's not by our authority that we do things, but by God's hand working in us and through us that gives us the ability and the allotments to do so. People need to trust in him to administer judgment and justice in their appointed times. We know that there is always a divine right timing. So, vengeance will be meted out, and it will be in divine right timing, and he'll punish the wicked. But in the meantime, we need to trust him and exercise faith, because he knows what's best for you individually. And then just have patience in knowing that he's a perfect God of justice and balance. He says, not only woe to the scribes and Pharisees who hid the keys of knowledge, but woe to him that gets evil gain for his house and builds a town with blood, and then founds a city on that iniquity. And that's happening everywhere. It's very prevalent. In fact, people in society are rewarded for doing those things and getting ahead through trampling on the back. Will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. So that'll be eminent. The cup of the Lord's right hand will come around to you, and all things that the darkness tried to cover up or hide, everything will be revealed. Nothing that has been concealed will not be revealed. Nothing will remain hidden. And those that think that they can still live in the darkness and operate in the shadows, the utter shame will come upon them, and they won't be able to withstand the glory that's coming. And then you can read some of this in the book of Habakkuk too. So it talks about it there. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. Shalom.